McDaniel and Alloway is signing with the University of Mount Union to go play basketball for the Purple Raiders. During her senior year with Belpre, Haley was selected for both the TVC All-Conference team and the Division VI All-District second team. She also helped lead the Lady Golden Eagles to just their second ever district title. Haley gives her thoughts on why she chose Mount Union and how she hopes to make an impact on the Purple Raiders.
I chose Mount Union because the academics there are really good. The team and the coaches made me feel like home when I went on my first visit there, and I watched one of their games down at Marietta College and felt like it was the right place to go. I feel like my energy coming into it is going to make a big impact because I'm funny and I feel like I bring in like a little happy vibe.
Haley's former teammate, Larissa McDaniel, is also playing basketball in college. She has chosen to sign with Garrett College and join the Lakers. Larissa transferred to Belpre for her senior season and was also a key piece in the Lady Golden Eagles' run to a district championship. She says she is super excited to get started at Garrett, and she loves the coaching staff. Larissa talks about what she will remember most about experiencing her final season with Belpre.
I just think being a transfer the past year, like coming in and everyone being so welcoming and like the team atmosphere, it really it helped me out with like loving basketball again, and I just really want to thank my teammates and my coaches too for making me love the sport again.